All right, so Grammarly, huh? You sent over some Wikipedia articles about it, and I gotta say, I'm pretty intrigued.
Yeah, it's always interesting to go on these deep dives, right?
Yeah.
You never know what you'll find.
Seriously. Millions use it every day, but like, do we really know the story behind it?
That's the thing about Grammarly. When you really dig in, it's gone from like a simple tool for students to this AI-powered writing assistant.
Yeah. And speaking of digging in, the Wikipedia article, it says it all started back in 2009 in, get this, Ukraine.
Right. Not your typical Silicon Valley story.
No, not at all. So how'd they go global then?
Well, they've gotten millions of users now, right?
Yeah.
Secured tons of funding, expanded across continents. It's really something.
It's a tech takeover, but it started as like a super spell check, right? For students mostly.
Yeah, a grammar checker.
But now the Wikipedia article, it lists all these features like plagiarism detection, tone adjustment, even content outlines. How'd they get from there to here?
They realized pretty early on that people needed more than just, basic grammar help.
Makes sense.
They wanted to help people communicate better, clearer, and not just students, everyone.
So how'd they go mainstream then? Was it just adding all these features?
That's part of it, sure, but they really hit it big when they went freemium.
Ah, the classic. Get some stuff free, pay for the good stuff.
Exactly. That happened around 2015, then boom, browser extension.
Smart move.
Right. Suddenly Grammarly's right there in your Google Docs, easy to use.
So convenient. No wonder investors hopped on board.
For sure. By 2017, they had something like $110 million in funding.
Wow, okay, that's huge. But let's get into these advanced features for a sec. I mean, we've all used spell check, but tone detection, that feels next level.
It is pretty advanced.
How's it work? Does it like read into the emotions of every word or something?
It's not quite reading emotions, not yet anyway, but it's getting there. Imagine this. Grammarly has this massive database of, well, text, right? And they've analyzed it all to see what words, phrases, even punctuation, what they tend to convey, like formal, casual, confident, all those different tones.
So when I'm writing something, it's comparing it to that database.
Pretty much. Looking for patterns, and then it suggests how to make your writing clearer, more appropriate, for the situation. It's really about making sure your writing is doing what you want it to do.
Yeah.
Getting the right message across.
But could it make everyone's writing sound the same? Like, if we're all using Grammarly, will we all start sounding like, I don't know, Grammarly?
That's a good point. Like any tool, you got to use it the right way. Can't let it, take over your creativity.
Right. It's about finding that balance. But hey, speaking of technology and writing, this is where things get really wild with Grammarly. Remember how we talked about them using AI?
Oh, yeah. They're not just using it, they're detecting it, too.
Hold on, I'm lost. The Wikipedia article mentioned this GPT-3 thing, but what is it exactly?
So GPT-3, it's like this super powerful language model. It's learned from a ridiculous amount of text data, so it can write stuff that sounds like a human wrote it.
No way! So it's like those AI writing tools. Like, what was it, ChatGPT?
Exactly. GPT-3 is behind a lot of those tools.
Whoa, okay, so Grammarly's using that same tech, but then it's also trying to catch it with this, what was it called, authorship tool? That seems kind of crazy, doesn't it?
It's kind of ironic, right? Using AI to make writing better, but then also calling it out.
It's like they're trying to outsmart themselves or something. But seriously, how does it even tell the difference?
Think of it like spotting a fake painting. An art expert, they'd know right away, looking for the brushstrokes, those little inconsistencies.
Right, things a machine wouldn't catch.
Exactly.
Mm.
So these AI detection tools, they're looking for those same kind of tells, those digital brushstrokes, in the text.
So there's like secret code hidden in the writing?
Not exactly code, but patterns, yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe the AI uses the same phrases too much, or the style is just too perfect, you know what I mean?
I think so, but the Wikipedia article said it's not foolproof, right?
It's still being developed.
Yeah.
For sure. There's a whole debate right now about how good these tools really are, especially with AI writing getting better all the time.
It's like a game of cat and mouse.
Totally. It's like we're in a whole new world now with writing. Got to be able to spot the fakes.
True. Which reminds me, the Wikipedia article also talked about schools and how they're dealing with all this.
Yeah. It's a tough one. Is it helping students or is it like a new way to cheat?
Exactly. Like, is it any different from when calculators came out? Some people thought those were cheating too.
It's that same debate all over again, just with new technology.
Yeah, it's like, are we helping students learn to write or just like learn to use Grammarly.
Right. And there are some educators who say, it can be a really useful tool. Help students catch those mistakes they might miss, little things, and it gets them thinking more about their writing.
Like having a writing tutor on tap 24/7.
Exactly. But then you have to ask, if it's doing all the work, are they really learning? Are they like developing their own writing skills, their own voice?
It's like that thing about relying too much on autocorrect. You forget how to spell.
It's that balance again. Right? But there's another criticism too. Remember that part in the Wikipedia article about Grammarly pushing a certain style?
Yeah, like instead of all these different voices, we end up with like the Grammarly voice. Kind of freaky when you put it that way.
It makes you think about like the influence algorithms can have even on something like writing style.
I mean, they say they're just trying to make things clearer, easier to understand, which makes sense.
Of course, that's the goal.
Mm.
But are we losing something in the process? Like that human element?
It's almost a philosophical question, isn't it? Like, how much should we let technology change the way we write, even if it's supposed to be better?
It's a question worth asking for sure. And it's not like Grammarly's the villain here, right?
Right.
It's more like we have to be aware of these tools, how they're shaping how we communicate.
It's been a wild ride with Grammarly today. Who knew something so, like, every day could be so complicated?
It just goes to show sometimes the most interesting journeys are the ones we don't expect. Right.
Absolutely. So, to all our listeners out there, keep those keyboards clicking, but maybe take a closer look at the tools you're using along the way. Until next time.